want. And they've never even driven some of these cars because they all drive different too.
And the biggest thing is talking to these guys who own them.
Exactly. And one of the things is to do some research on the car that you're interested in, or the types of cars. And then if you find a car you're interested in, if you don't know how to check it out yourself, get some help. And that's where the car shows come in great. Because you can go to car shows and make friends very quickly and ask somebody if they would go with you to look at a car locally.
And you also know a car guy who won't instantly tell you everything about the car.
Yeah, right. Yeah. And another thing too is we just went through them. The sponsors, all the sponsors we got in the show, and the people related to this industry. These guys are glad to give them a call and say, hey, I'm looking at this, so that can give me something to look out for on engines or juniors with upholstery or something else. Get some help if you're not sure how to check the car out yourself. Joining a car club, you get a lot of friends go with you there. I can go out and help you. There's all kinds of ways to get help. And
you've talked to me many times saying about, I got a pre-buy inspection today. I got 2 or 3 pre-buys.
Right. I do them mainly for people that cannot get to the state. I have clients out of the country and out of the state, so they can't get here to look at a car. So people like myself go out and do their eyes and ears.
Especially if you don't know enough about cars, like me.
Yeah.
I'm not real savvy on that stuff. So have someone look at it who knows cars, who can say, well, yes, this is worth the price, or,
Right. You know what? You want to be able to really check that car out thoroughly. Auctions are a good venue to buy cars on if you know the car before it's been in an auction, you had a chance to really check it out. But the problem is with most auctions, you can't take it out and drive it.
Right.
You have no idea the way it's going to run. Right. So you got to be kind of careful there, get somebody to check a car for you. But there's good buys in auctions.
Right. Well, isn't there always a period too, like a cooling off period, like sometimes with different sales that you have at the house? Isn't there at an auction there?
No.
It's a
done deal right there.
Most, and
because I went to an auction one time with Jimmy up in Bradenton, and we placed a bid, and I got to drive the truck before I actually finalized the sale. But it's not that way on most auctions.
No, most of them it isn't. Now, sometimes it depends on the seller. They may have an arrangement they'd work out with you that, well, if you bought it after the auction, you didn't like it. But that usually doesn't happen. It's going to be a final deal. You also want to learn how to negotiate too, because when you go to look at a car, there's an asking price. There's things that are going to be not just the way you like on a particular car, but you want to be kind to the seller. If you go into a seller and insult them, say, well, I'm interested in your car, but it's a lousy paint job. You're kind of killing off your bidding right there, because if somebody came to me and really is giving me a hard time, I don't care if they give me my price, I'm not going to sell it to them. Right. That's just the way you get, sometimes.
Right, and with classic cars.
It's a two-way street. You want to work with them, but usually people will work with you on a price. And there's 2 prices to a car too, and a lot of people don't realize that. There's a price you're paying for it, and there's a price you're going to put into that car right after you buy it.
Right.
Most any car you buy, even if it's a well-done restoration, you can plan on $500 to $1,000 right away. You're going to put into something. You want to change, or some little thing wasn't just right, and that's pretty minimal. But what you got to really watch out for is you're not putting $8,000-$10,000 into something after you buy it real quick, because the motor turned out to be bad and
unless you buy it at a price with planning on doing the restoration.
Well, that's another thing too, is
changing it all around.
It's been this way for a long time. The smart money today is buying cars that are restored.
Yeah.
Older restorations, you get some nice ones, well-kept older restorations done 15, 20, 25 years ago, been well kept up. And those cars can be afford to be sold at less because it didn't cost so much for restoration work back then.
Yeah.
But if you're a novice, you're really better off to buy something that's pretty much turnkey, and maybe you can do some tinkering, detailing, things like that yourself. But if you've never done it before and you want to plan on a $30,000 car and buy one for $15,000 and restore it yourself, you might wind up with $50,000 in it when you get done instead of right. So you really got to watch.
I watched some of the cars go through at Doug's auction. He had a great auction, turned a lot of cars. Had, I guess, close to a 75% sale ratio.
There were some good buys up there.
And there was some good buys. There was some that went for pretty much top dollar, and there were some that there's always going to be some that go higher, because that's the buyer that's acting on, hey, I want that car, you know, and he's just not going to let go of the bidding. You know what I mean? So you have that. But there were some cars up there that I know if I had money on my shirt or in my pocket, I'd have bought them.
It's pretty easy to research a price on a car. If you're interested in something that you like to buy, a 57 Chevy or whatever, and go on the internet, put on 57 Chevy for sale. Click it and watch the sites that come up.
And watch
then
what
you
comes
can
up.
see what people are asking for them, and then you can go in and get auction reports and see what they're selling for.
Right.
And then you get a pretty realistic idea how much
depends
money
on
you're
the
going to
area,
spend.
too.
Well, not so much.
Because some of the,
Not so
I noticed
much.
a lot of the street rods went up north from that auction.
Well, right, but areas
they don't
really
have the-
really doesn't affect the price that much.
You know, it doesn't.
Not really.
A lot will depend on the level of the restoration, though, too.
Right.
So you can buy
Right.
the same car in various levels of restoration.
Right.
So that's
Exactly.
one thing you want to make sure of when you're looking at your car. What is it that you want to do? If you're going to use it as a driver,
Right.
you don't want to buy a car that's a trailer queen.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Because then you're gonna
Well, you
be
can't
down
drive
the
it,
car
and you
you're not.
devalue it as soon as you start driving it.
And the best place to find a car and talk to people and get all the information you need about buying a car is at Lance's Cruising to the Hop Car Shows. Which, by the way, we're going to be Friday night, May the 7th, 5 to 9 at Denny's in Venice. It's the Old Mel's, US 41 in Lowe's Plaza. Denny's in Venice, always a great show. 20% off your entire ticket on all the registered participants. Saturday, May the 8th, 5 to 9 at Joey D's Pizza in Bradenton on Cortez and 41. That is an excellent show. We get great turnouts there. We're going to be Sunday at May the 9th, 4 to 8 at Perkins Restaurant in Northport on US 41 and Salford Boulevard. We got lots of specialty shows coming up. We got the For Sale Museum on May the 15th. We've got the Classic Car Museum on May the 22nd. We got Quaker Steak and Lube on May the 29th. We got Giovanetti's on May the 30th. And the list just goes on and on and on. Go to the website, collectorcarstv.com. Check out Keels and Wheels. We are listed just about everywhere. And we've got some great stuff going on and some nice shows. I really hope this turns out to be a big one at Quaker Steak. Trust me, folks, it's worth the drive. I know it's Clearwater. When you say that to people, you get this look like Clearwater? Like, is that somewhere near China? You know, it's not that bad. If you don't trust driving your Classic that far, or you don't have AC in it or whatever, come up in your daily driver. Join us up there. It is a great place. You've all been there.
Sure. It's
That's
only about
fantastic.
hour and a quarter to hour, 20 minutes run up
Yeah.
there, and it's from here, from Venice.
From Venice.
From Venice, yeah.
Right. So it's not bad, and
not
I'll tell you,
bad,
it's a nice show. He's a wonderful guy. I wish they'd build one of those down here, you know, somewhere in Sarasota or Venice, you know, somewhere locally, because it's a great place. We are going to be doing a 4th of July deal with the City of Palmetto, Independence Day celebration again at Riverside Park. So, great stuff going. Guys, Mr. Trier, thank you so much for
Thanks,
being
Lance.
on with us. Thank you for the tips for the folks. Mr. Petty, thank you for wearing your car shirt. Bill, that's all we got time for.
Once again, hey, everybody, keep on cruising.
Folks, thanks for tuning in. We'll catch you next week. God bless.